President Muhammadu Buhari to attend United Nations Ocean Conference in Portugal. Senate to probe Supreme Court justices' allegations despite CGEIF justices of Nigeria's resignation. Governor Matawalle assents to a law for prohibiting and punishing banditry, cattle rustling, cultism, kidnapping, and other incidental offenses. On business news, Nigeria wastes 40% of food despite low farm yields, says experts. And on international news, Turkey supports Finland and Sweden NATO bid. And on sports news, Nigeria Basketball Federation releases 12-man roster ahead of FIBA African World Cup qualifiers. Hello there, thanks for joining us. That was the headlines for Standard Voice Television News. I am Rahama Ibrahim Dusara with the news and details. President Muhammadu Buhari on Tuesday left Abuja to Portugal at the invitation of President Marcelo Rebelo de Sousa. President Muhammadu Buhari during the visit will attend the United Nations Ocean Conference in Portugal. The conference, which began in Lisbon on Monday, June 27th and runs till July 1st, is co-hosted by the governments of Kenya and Portugal and supported by the United Nations Department of Economic and Social Affairs. The event aims to accelerate the adoption of science-based innovative solutions to challenges facing oceans and global marine ecosystem. For more on the story, Sumaya Dosara reports.
President Buhari will also hold official talks with his Portuguese counterpart and be confirmed with the country's national honor and decorated with the Great Scholar of the Order of Prince Henry. The two presidents are expected to chair an enlarged bilateral meeting and witness the signing of some agreements bordering on issues of mutual concern. President Buhari will also visit the Portuguese Parliament and hold discussions with its president, Dr. Agostinho Santos Silva, as well as the Prime Minister of Portugal, Antonio Costa. In the course of the visit, the president is scheduled to address a forum of Nigerian and Portuguese businessmen and hold separate meetings with select Portuguese and chief executive officers and prospective investors in Nigeria. The Nigerian leader is also expected to engage members of the Nigerian community in Portugal on matters affecting them and development at home. The president is expected back in Abuja on Saturday, July 2nd, 2022. Sumaya Dosa reporting for Svtv News.
The Senate has resolved to continue with its investigation into the crisis in the Supreme Court despite the resignation of Justice Tanko Muhammad as the Chief Justice of Nigeria. Lawmakers in the upper chamber of the National Assembly made the resolution during the plenary on Tuesday, following a motion moved by the chairman of the Senate Committee on Judiciary, Human Rights and Legal Matters, Senator Opeyemi Bamidele. For more on the story, Kulsum Muhammad reports.
Justices of the Supreme Court had in a petition addressed to the immediate past CJN raised concerns over the deplorable welfare conditions and difficult working environment in the Apex Court. Days after the development, Justice Muhammad resigned as the CJN on the grounds of ill health, cutting short his tenure in office, which was expected to last until 2023. Barely a day after Muhammad's resignation, President Muhammadu Buhari swore in Justice Olukayode Ariwoola as acting CJN, being the most senior justice of the Apex Court. The Senate, in its resolution, mandated the committee to go ahead with its assignment in the quest to find a long-lasting solution by interacting with relevant stakeholders to look into the complaint raised in the petition by the justices. Kulthum Muhammad reporting for SVTV Television.
The Inspector General of Police, Mr. Usman Baba Alkali, has approved a 3-day retreat for senior police officers as part of the build up to 2023 general elections. The Force Public Relations Officer, CSP Olumuyiwa Adejubi, said this in a statement in Abuja. He said the retreat was part of efforts by the force to ensure stability in internal security and a safe environment conducive for the conduct of the 2023 general elections. CSP Adejubi said the retreat with the team, the imperative of a Nigeria police strategic plan for peaceful election, will hold between October 18th and 21st in Imo State. He said participants at the retreat will be senior officers in the rank of Deputy Inspectors General of Police, Assistant Inspectors General of Police, Commissioners of Police, and other heads of police formations. Mr. Adejubi said the other participants will be carefully selected, security and election management experts across the globe, to engage in peer review and cross-fertilization of ideas. The police spokesman said the idea was to ensure effective management of security before, during, and after the elections. President Muhammadu Buhari has assured members of the All Progressives Congress that the party's leadership will sustain the hearing and healing process it started to ensure fairness, justice, and oneness before the 2023 general elections. He gave the assurance on Tuesday in Abuja at a meeting with some APC senators on the outcome of the party's primaries and their implications. For more on the story, Mercy Mangal reports.
The president noted the complaints received by some members, saying machinery has been put in place by the party National Working Committee to address their various concerns. He, however, urged party members to exercise restraint and continue to demonstrate commitment to the ideas, while the leadership continued to build and develop the APC and the country. The president promised the lawmakers that justice would prevail and aggrieved members would be assured, adding that the interests of the party and the nation would be protected. I am Mangal Messi Ilya reporting for Svtv.
The Minister of Health, Dr. Sagi Ehanure, said the federal government is committed to improving the well-being of women, children, adolescents, and the elderly in Nigeria. Dr. Ehanure made this known in Abuja at the first biannual meeting on the reproductive maternal newborn child, adolescent, and elderly Health Plus Nutrition. Newsmen reported that the Health Plus Nutrition, which was launched in October 2022, is a multi-stakeholder partnership coordination platform which will harmonize the health intervention of the government and health partners to reduce wastage and channel funds to get the desired results to achieve the universal healthcare coverage. The platform brings together a wider cross-sector of partners and traditional leaders to address the gaps and achieve an effective overall coordination of RMNCAEH+N issues by harnessing the relative strengths of individual players to leverage resources, reduce duplication, and induce speed towards maximized health outcomes. Dr. Ehanure said the health of mother and child was a strategic measure of national development and remained topical in global development priorities. The list of candidates contesting the 2023 elections have sparked multiple court cases by aggrieved aspirants in many states. States where aggrieved aspirants are challenging the list include Ogun, Gombe, Plateau, Akwa Ibom, Benue, Kano, and Taraba State. Some of the aspirants, in separate interviews with newsmen, faulted the list submitted by parties and published by the Independent National Electoral Commission. Political parties had on June 17 submitted to the Commission the list of their candidates contesting the 2023 elections. The Electoral Commission on Friday released a list of candidates vying for various positions at the federal level in the 2023 general elections. The Executive Governor of Zamfara State, Dr. Bello Muhammad Matawale, has signed into law a bill for Zamfara State prohibiting and punishing banditry, cattle rustling, cultism, kidnapping, and other incidental offences 2022. The purpose of the law is to ensure the Zamfara State is protected from the crimes of banditry and other associated crimes listed in the bill as passed by Zamfara State House of Assembly. For more on the story, Amina Kabir Sarki reports.
Governor Bello Matawalle, while asserting to the law, said it was part of the series of its administration's determined effort to address the nagging challenges of banditry and associated crimes in the state. The governor explained that the new law provides that any kind of found guilty of banditry, kidnapping, castle rustling, cultism, or being an informant to the bandits is liable to death penalty.
The State, under my watch, will continue to explore all possible remedies to our plight. Those making insinuation about our decision to support the right of community members to self-defense against ruthless attacks by bandits ought to take into consideration the scale of the problem we are facing. Heroically battling with varying degrees of security challenges, they are not only overstretched but also lack enough modern equipment to prosecute counter-banditry and insurgency warfare effectively. The law I have just signed will serve as a legal instrument for prosecuting banditry-related offenders. The new law has provided that any person found guilty of banditry, kidnapping, cattle rustling, cultism, or being informant to the bandit is liable to the death penalty. Similarly, anyone found guilty of aiding and abetting the crime mentioned is liable to life imprisonment, or 20 years of imprisonment, or 10 years imprisonment, without an option of fine.
Similarly, the governor said under the law, anyone found guilty of aiding and or abetting the crimes mentioned is liable to life imprisonment, 20 years imprisonment, or 10 years imprisonment without options of fine. I'm Inec reporting for Svtv News.
And for a business update. The Executive Secretary, HEDA Resources Center, Suleiman Aggrieved Babu, said Nigeria has one of the lowest per hectare yields for agricultural inputs. Mr. Aggrieved Babu said this on Tuesday while speaking at the Media Foundation webinar series themed Food Security, Nutrition and Food Safety. Speaking at the webinar, Mr. Aggrieved Babu said about 40% of the food produced in Nigeria gets wasted between the farm and the final consumer. He attributed the low hectare yield to the lack of knowledge among farmers of agronomics. Mr. Aggrieved Babu said despite the global pressure on us, Nigeria is supposed to be a food powerhouse for the Sahel, for West Africa, but they are missing out on the opportunity because the quantum of food that they even fail to grow is far much more than the one they are losing. And if they stop the post-harvest loss, for instance, they would have by 80% taken care of those who are not able to have access to good and nutritious food. And on international news, Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan on Tuesday lifted his opposition to Sweden and Finland joining NATO following crunch talks with the leaders of the two Nordic countries in Madrid. Erdogan had stubbornly refused to green-light the applications from the Nordic pair lodged in response to Russia's war on Ukraine despite calls from his NATO allies to clear the path for them to enter. Turkey could essentially veto Finland and Sweden from joining NATO since all members must agree to take in on new members. But late on Tuesday, Erdogan's office said it had agreed to back their drives to join, saying Ankara had got what it wanted. The office said ahead of a NATO summit in Madrid that Turkey has made significant gains in the fight against terrorist organizations. Ankara had accused Finland and especially Sweden of offering a safe haven to Kurdish militants who have been waging decades-long insurgency against the Turkish state. The two Nordic countries also agreed to lift their embargoes when weapons deliveries to Turkey, which were imposed in response to Ankara's 2019 military incursion into Syria. Turkey signed a memorandum with Finland and Sweden on Tuesday supporting the invitation for the Nordic countries to become members of NATO. And on sports news, the Nigeria Basketball Federation on Tuesday released a 12-man roster for the window of the FIBA African World Cup qualifiers in Kigali. This follows a decision by the federal government earlier in the week to rescind its decision to suspend Nigeria's basketball teams from all international competitions. The Tigers team will be led by Alan Major, who deputized for the team's head coach, Mike Brown, that just got named coach of the Sacramento Kings, and Ogo Odaudu will assist him. Currently ranked in Africa, Nigeria will open its campaign against Cape Verde on Friday, 1st July, before taking on Mali on Saturday. The last game will be against Uganda on Sunday, 3rd July at the BK Arena in the capital city of Kigali. The top 3 teams from each group will advance to the second round, where each team will play 6 games. The 2 top teams in each group, along with the best third-placed team, will qualify for the FIBA Basketball World Cup 2023. That has been the news from Standard Voice Television News. To end the news, a quick look at the major headlines. President Muhammadu Buhari to attend United Nations Ocean Conference in Portugal. Senate to probe Supreme Court justices' allegations despite CGEIF justices of Nigeria's resignation. Governor Matawalle assents to a law for prohibiting and punishing banditry, cattle rustling, cultism, kidnapping, and other incidental offenses. On business news, Nigeria wastes 40% of food despite low farm yields, says experts. And on international news, Turkey supports Finland and Sweden NATO bid. And on sports news, Nigeria Basketball Federation releases 12-man roster ahead of FIBA African World Cup qualifiers. On behalf of the production team, head of news and current affairs, I am Rahma Ibrahim Dusara saying bye for now and keep watching Standard Voice Television.